Welcome in to the Set Your Lineup podcast, episode 6. Let's do our introductions first. Let's I am Gino, sitting next to who?
Triggerman Joe, always ready for that live smoke.
You got unpredictable. You know what I say. I always do what they say I wasn't gonna do. I'm gonna say what they thought I wasn't gonna say. So I'm always gonna stay unpredictable.
Hey, this your boy Clutch, aka Domino, out of Florida. And you know why
And
they
we
call
have
me Domino?
why is
Because I always deliver.
On time or next year?
And we have a very special guest. This is our first guest of this podcast. So that remember that 100 episodes in down the line. Remember who was our first guest on this show. We have Corey Atkins. Corey Atkins.
What's going on, fellas?
With my hand,
Yeah.
Yeah. Gamecock in the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Last year, Corey Atkins was listed by Garnett and Cocky GOAT series. Corey Atkins was listed as one of the top 15 greatest Gamecock linebackers of all time. It said Corey Atkins, a versatile player, 95 through 99, was always the linebacker, but was moved around a lot before the snap. Atkins was big enough to battle with offensive linemen, athletic enough to rush the passer, and smart enough to play well in coverage. When he became a captain as a senior in 1999, he led the team in tackles with 102, despite playing with studs Kenny Hardy, Andre Offing, Shannon Watley, and Kalimba Edwards. So we want to welcome Corey Atkins.
Corey Atkins.
Appreciate it.
Sir.
So, Clutch, we owe you the thanks for getting Corey to be our very first guest. You got any? How do you know Corey, Clutch?
Corey's my first cousin. We grew up together, and I was knocking my head around, trying to get some of my other friends that played in the NFL and things like that. And I slapped myself. I said, "Damn, I got a cousin that played in the NFL. Why am I chasing these guys down when I could just call my cousin?" And as soon as I called him, it's nothing but love. I got you, cuz. I got you. I'd be more than happy to do it.
Yep.
So, yeah, like first cousin, man.
Excellent.
Indeed, man. I don't know if you understand how much this means to us, but you being our first guest, is a huge thing for us.
And we know that Clutch is loved by his family finally.
Oh yeah. My man there, man.
So as a podcast, we are deeply honored and privileged to have you because I know you probably have a busy schedule and you took a pause out of your schedule to be with us today, and we're forever indebted and grateful to you making time for us.
That's what's up.
Yes,
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. It's draft season. The combines that went by. We wanna ask you about the combine prep.
All right. Man, I tell you, the combine, back when I was down, we got to keep in mind, it's a different beast now. But back then, I felt like they put you in the worst situation possible because you had meetings all day and, it kept you up in interviews and stuff at night. And so you had to be up early the next morning to train or, do the test or, work out. So they really put you in a bad situation, see how you're going to respond to it. And it's a meat market. It is. It's a meat market. I'll never forget. I ran the 40. I look up and I see Al Davis because he always sat at the start line on the 40-yard dash. So I look up and I see him, right there. Raiders great, owner, and so it's. You had to stay focused, but when you saw stuff like that, like damn, I grew up, watching the Raiders. I remember when the Raiders played my Redskins and killed them in the Super Bowl. You know,
Woo.
so
38 to 9, 38 to 9. Marcus Allen.
yes, sir.
100 plus.
Hey, you said running the 40, and at the Such a Lineup podcast, we do our homework. And backstage, we was talking about another young man that was ran a 4 something. We gonna put his stuff out there. Well, I do see a 4.7 40-yard dash
Man,
and
I
30.
was I was a legit 4.5 in college, man. Legit.
Okay, I,
And so and so, my thing the thing on me was, I was small. And
mhm.
so I got up to 237 for the combine. I ain't never played, never carried no 237 in my life. And hindsight is always 22. And I wish I would have went ahead and stayed at that 225 where I was at, because I could have still played, linebacker in the league, because speed kills. But
Right.
yeah, that's what happened with that, man. I got up to 237. I couldn't carry that shit, man. It was
So I do got a question for you, just because we on this moment right now. So being in the combine, do you think that the height, weight is more important than the speed, depending on the position that you're going out for?
Back then it was.
back then. Yeah, back then it was. Now you got guys. 220, 225, they don't care. As long as you out there be able to, because the league has changed. It's all about
Yeah.
passing now. Back when I was playing, you had to be able to pass and be able to stop the run. So you had to have a little bit of girth on you and
Oh.
whatnot.
Mhm.
So it matters. I think, especially for the workhorses like linebackers. I think linebackers are the workhorse of the league. Personally, that's just how I feel. I can't change it. It won't change. I think we the heartbeat, and we make it go. So being able to show your athletics ability, being able to run, be able to cover and catch, it's big for I think for linebackers in the combine, or just in the pro days in general.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Um, Now, once you got past the combine and the draft process and things like that, uh, once you got to the training camp, just like how did it feel to you guys? Did it feel surreal, like I'm here, or did it feel like you were meant to be there? Just the mindset going into training camp.
So my mind, I talked to my linebacker coach before I went out there, and he was like, "Look, don't take no shit off anybody." And that's the way I went out there. I went out there as it was business. I started, I signed with Dallas, and so I was out there, and we worked out Monday through Thursday, and then had Friday off. This was doing mini camps and then doing the summer. And every Thursday night they had this club everybody went to. Everybody lived to go to that club on Thursday night. I was in my playbook. I was trying to work out. I mean, I was out there literally on business, because this was a dream, and I was like, I'm not gonna. I said that's gonna be there regardless, and I really, I really just focused in that summer, and I will say when training camp came along, I was in the best shape of my life. So that's one thing I didn't have to worry about getting tired, didn't worry about to get blowed doing 2 days or whatnot, because I knew I had put in the work that summer, and it paid off. It paid off. It really did.
Cousin Clutch would have been at the White House if he in Dallas. Cousin Clutch would have been at the White House in Dallas, but Cousin Cora was about his business. I acknowledge that. So after training camp, like you said, getting signed, what was that when you realized it's the business aspect?
So Dallas signed me to a free agent deal,
Mm.
and I was doing well and everything. But then they went out and signed two. Um, they went out and signed two linebackers, Barry Wharton, and it was two cats from Tennessee. and they gave them $500,000. They gave them $500,000 contract. So I knew already I was caught up in the numbers game, and so one of them got hurt, and so I was playing. I had a lot of playing time when I was out in Dallas, and I was able to really get some good film, and the main thing doing training camp, especially these kids are trying to make the team, it's all about film. It's not, it's just showing up on film because you 9 times out of 10, if you sign in a free agent deal, you're probably not going to be able to. Uh, you know, I think I could have made that team, but I think with the money that they are, I gave them guaranteed money. That's the business side of it. It's going to be, hey, I gave them $500,000. We gonna see what I gotta get my return on investment out of them. Whereas for me, they didn't give that much to me. So that's the business side of this. And honestly, if you try to think and figure out exactly what these teams will do, you go crazy. You go crazy.
Yeah. Let me pivot a little bit, and this is kind of what's going on now with the NIL. And I was always in favor of student athletes getting paid. Now, what I always kind of envisioned, and I thought that's the direction they were going, was if I have a car dealership and you come into the dealership and I'll get you to sign autographs, I can pay you without you being illegal. Not so much just a kid out of high school, 5-star, which we know the results of stars really don't matter to a certain extent to the fans, but getting $1 million before you step on campus, just like, what are your overall thoughts about it?
I'd say, well, the Neils, I don't have a problem with the Neils. It's the transfer portals I have a problem with.
Nice.
Okay.
Look, I was an advocate of trying to get some more money, in college, just because you got a lot of people coming from situations where, you didn't have any money,
Yeah.
and so I'm all for that. If they can get some money, by all means, get some money. But the transfer portal for me, that's what I have a problem with because there's no loyalty. These kids don't really, if they face any type of uh, adversity, they gonna dip out and whatnot. So I'm okay with the Neil, but the transfer portal, that's what I have a problem with.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Me.
yeah, because
Cool.
that I think the transfer portal is messing up a lot of these kids coming out of high school. Because if you're not like unpredictable was saying, if you're not five star, nobody's looking at you. They gonna go to the portal and get somebody, So
Yep,
I think it's hurting these high school kids.
it is. You're right. You're right.
And cool. Once again, we like to those who logging in and just now joining us. We have with us today Corey Atkins, top 15 all-time greatest linebacker with the South Carolina Gamecocks. Once again, man, we just so happy to have you on our show. Before I pose this question to you, I know you've probably been playing football since Pee Wee or whatnot, and I was always told that you only have so many hits in your body, and playing the linebacker position, you're involved with all these car wrecks. So from Pee Wee up until the point you got to the NFL, did you feel like you had so much mileage on you that it kind of hindered some of your performance? Is that a fair question?
No, I get what you're saying.
It was a thumper at the game. I know you used to lay that wood and stuff.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so the thing about football, if you playing it all your life, your body get used to getting hit.
Mhm.
And so, once if you step away from the game for a year or two, your body get used to not getting hit.
That
So,
makes-
as long as you still in there hitting, your body, you're fine. You're okay with it. I think the biggest thing that I came in contact was, getting away from it and trying to get back in because once you're out, your body is get used to not getting hit.
Yeah. I heard that. All right, well, I'm gonna give you the question that I had lined in my assignment to ask you. And man, I always thought as a kid that I was gonna be an NFL player. So about 10, 15 years ago, I stopped waiting by the phone for the NFL to call and let me start a podcast.
At the age of 40,
I thought I'd share that, man. I was an athlete myself, but who would you say were your best teammates when you was in it, whether it be college or both college, NFL? Who were your best? I mean, like them your dogs. That's who you go to the bar or go to the club or do whatever you do. Who would that be?
All right, so
did you have a crafty vet when you got in the NFL and kind of took you up under their wings and showed you the ropes and how to be a professional or whatnot?
yeah, Jesse Tuggle
Woo!
in Atlanta. And Jesse Tuggle, when I was there, he was when his rookie year. I was in the 5th grade, and I'm playing with Jesse Tuggle. You know, when I went with the Falcons, and I promise you, I may have been faster, but Jesse was so he could move. He could still beat me to the spot because he didn't waste any motions. And that's the difference when you go from high school to college to the NFL. You got grown men out there. This is their profession. And so they can they are professionals, point blank.
Speed of the game. Huh?
And they can move a certain way where I might take a step back to go forward. Jesse wasn't wasting that movement. And it comes with studying your craft and really taking it personal. So Jesse was one that really kind of just showed me how to do some things, and he wasn't he was a quiet guy and stuff, but but when he said something, I listened, and
Cool.
I had to do some of the rookie crap, had to, man, I tell you, take the shoulder pads in, and so at the Falcons, they fed us. They had a breakfast at the facility, but Friday mornings, Thursday after practice, I had to take orders for Waffle House, and there was some bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, and so Rook, bring me 2. Hey, Rook, yeah, give me, bring me 1. So I end up having about 8 or 9 sandwiches. I had to stop before I got to the facilities Friday morning, which they do pay. They did feed us that there, and so I come in there with that big bag of food. I mean, this happened, weekly. And I like, here's your sandwich. No, I'm good, bro. I just ate something at the cafeteria.
Playing them games.
I was like, hey, you want? No, I'm good. I'm good. So I'm sitting there with 8 doggone sandwiches. I'm gonna have to eat them or throw them away, But that was just some of the things that you had to go through, and it's a part of the league. I hope it's still going on, because
no doubt, more likely it is.
I
Shout out to Justin Tuggle, man. He doesn't get enough props.
Oh yeah, man.
Top of my head, I know he probably about a 12 to 14-year vet, and he don't get talked about enough at that linebacker position. He probably top 3-5 every year in tackles.
Yes, sir.
He was there, plenty of Pro Bowls. So outside of, I'm glad you mentioned them. Anybody else that comes to mind too on that list?
When I was at Dallas was a mature team. It was a vet team.
You said Dallas was a mature team?
Yeah, it was a vet team. They wasn't insecure. They wasn't scared of a rook coming in and taking their position. They really tried to bring you in and show you how to be a pro.
Oh, girl.
And so I learned a lot. I learned a lot from Dexter Coakley and Woody. Hell, Larry Allen.
Oh,
bro. let me. I'm gonna just quick story about that dude, man. So the weight room, that's his weight room, and we in there, we jamming, to some music and everything. LA come in and changes the music, and I was like, hey man, who changed the music? They're like, LA did. Oh, okay, all right. Bro, he's the only dude that made me feel like a bitch. I ain't gonna. That joker was that intimidating.
He made a lot of people feel like that, man. I think
Point.
Reggie White gave him the business. He said he never want to feel like that ever again. And I remember on the Monday night game against the Saints, he caught a linebacker
Yeah,
from scoring a touchdown or what I said.
Yeah.
He was incredible.
yeah.
And went to a little small school too, if I'm not mistaken.
LA was a beast. I remember one time he was in the weight room and we was maxing out, and they put 600 on the bench. It was a Tuesday. He didn't get it. He come back Thursday, put 625 on there, rested on his chest, and then pushed that thing up. LA was different, man. He was different.
Shout out to the big boys.
Yeah.
Big
Shout
boy
out
gang.
Al.
Shout out to the big boys.
Shout out to the Cowboys. Shout out to the Cowboys.
I didn't say that. Speaking of that, Mr. Atkins, do you have a favorite NFL team?
I'm a Redskin fan.
Okay.
Oh,
So you were that from South Carolina?
Yeah.
As a kid?
Yeah. I was
Ready to beat him up in the Super Bowl?
I was watching Super Bowl 17 with my dad.
Okay.
Really wasn't paying attention to the game, but when John Riggins broke for that touchdown,
Oh, against the Dolphins.
I
Fourth down,
told my
wasn't
dad I want to do that.
it?
And the next day he came home with football. He came on shoulder pad. He was like he was ready. And so I've been rocking with them since then.
Yeah. So y'all got an important decision coming up on what, Thursday?
Yes,
The draft?
Thursday. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let me pose this question. You see the makeup of the Redskins, and there
Commanders.
there's
Now you said it right.
those guys in the maroon. Y'all have rumors going around that y'all may be trying to get the quarterback from LSU.
What
Jake
about
Daniels.
How do you feel about? Do you feel that's a necessity, or do you feel you should just continue the course that y'all been going?
Yeah, we definitely need a quarterback. I think the league is quarterback league now, and if you don't have a good quarterback, you're not in there. Now this kid, I think he's great. When I saw him do what he did against Alabama, I mean he got some skills on him, man.
No question.
I mean, put a little weight on him, hopefully, and I think he'll be all right.
Cool. So how old were you in 1987? Because that was the year, if I'm not mistaken. Doug Williams was the MVP of the Super Bowl and beat the Denver Broncos, say 42-10.
Yeah, I think we scored like 20. I think it was 28 points second quarter.
Yeah, in the second quarter, Doug got hurt. They shot Doug up with some go-go juice and stuff and came back out there.
we
went to work.
Unpredictable. We just was talking about Jaden Daniels and
talking about the great Jaden Daniels from LSU.
Yeah. When we in the house of seeing Unpredictable, we got to rock a certain way. I'm gonna be thirsty. I'm not drinking out of that. Yeah, and
this roll tide stuff, man, get on my nerves. I hate everything about it.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the tide, baby. I don't give a piss about nothing but the tide. Blitz, Bama, blitz, baby. Blitz, Bama, blitz.
So we got your NFL team. We ain't gonna hold you too much longer. We really appreciate it.
I got a question for him.
Go ahead, Fawn.
I got a question for
Give your question,
Mr. Who was your your influence coming up as far as football? Anybody in town or anybody local or?
Who you patting your game?
Well, I was a running back primarily and growing up, and so the one person for me that I wanted to be like, and I still to this day I still think Clemson, they intentionally knocked them out of games some kind of way, which I understand now, was Terry Kirby from Virginia. I just liked the way he ran the ball. That joker was he was a house. But growing up, I had I come from a football family, so my dad was a great athlete, and then I had some cousins. I had Zadie I used to watch Zadie play. Like I said, he was a headhunter out there.
He talking about me. He talking about me.
Oh, he talking about him.
How about that?
Yeah.
I think somebody Ziggy
I
McGee.
had Walt Atkins. He was a running back, and Ken Atkins, his brother. So it's in our blood to be a. My brother was a running back. It was in our blood to play sports. Now I got a son who's 7, and he don't even like football. So go figure.
Yeah.
Be like that sometimes.
Okay. You told us your favorite NFL team. I think we all know your favorite college team. So
Yep.
yeah, so and you are a favorite of theirs. Shout out, congratulations on a national championship with Don Staley.
I tell you, man,
Congratulations.
my goal is to meet her this year. I'm going down there to meet her.
Good stuff.
So we are based in Alabama, and we got ties in Mississippi and Florida. So before we let you go, we got to talk a little college football.
Okay.
Um, and I noticed you mentioned Clemson earlier. The process of picking a school to attend, how was that for you?
Um, I think talking to my dad, and we had discussed that defense is where you have the longevity at, and I enjoy knocking the piss out of somebody not going to jail. So I like playing linebacker, and um, South Carolina was I got recruited by Georgia, Clemson, Notre Dame, A&T, and for some reason Liberty University. I don't know how they got in there, but uh, South Carolina was the only one that was gonna let me play linebacker. So it was kind of I was set.
Okay, because I saw it said well you picked USC over Clemson and Georgia. So was staying home. So I thought it was staying home. So it was really being able to play linebacker.
Yeah, because I mean both of those schools did a great. I mean, if it was left up to my mom, I would have went to Clemson. She loved the way they recruited me, and then me and my dad went down to Georgia, and they put me with one of them little Georgia girls, and I was ready to sign right then.
Georgia Peach, baby. ATL shouting.
My
He
dad tried to talk football, and she sit
He belongs
beside
to
me.
the
I'm like,
streets.
what?
Mama said, "Oh
Yeah,
no."
he was trying to talk football. She was talking some other talk. I was like, yeah, where do I
um, we want to acknowledge you winning most improved linebacker in the spring of 1997, being on the 1998 Buckets Award preseason watch list, being named team captain. Uh, who-
1999.
yeah, what some of the players you remember playing against in college?
I'd say that I, and people joke about me now because I say this, but we caused, I swear, I think we caused Peyton Manning not to win the Heisman.
Thanks.
Quick, we held him to 140, I think 140 something yards, passing 2 interceptions, and if I had any kind of hands, I could have picked him off
Boy.
up in Tennessee. I broke up the pass, but yeah, I pull it. But the thing about Peyton that was different, and you knew it, he was different in college. I was watching the other quarterbacks preparing for other teams and stuff, and the things that he did were just different. You know, down to his pump fakes, down to his play action, he just did things differently. But Peyton was definitely a good player I played against. But I tell you what, I pride myself in trying to be a good tackler, and I try to get there in a bad attitude when I try to tackle somebody. And the running back that I played against that was the best that I
Podcast.
played against.
He's a podcaster.
I don't know. I don't know if he is a
Okay,
podcast,
go ahead.
but Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor is Fred Taylor. Fred
Yeah,
Taylor is the podcast. What is
the pivot.
pivot? The pivot.
Yeah, pivot. Yeah.
That's what I have in my homework. That
Tino does homework.
that's what I have my homework. That a certain young man met up with Fred Taylor in the backfield, and that's a hard thing to do.
Fred ain't no joke.
And he don't go down easy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fred tough.
You
Did
know,
y'all win
and,
that game against Peyton Manning?
No, we lost it. That was about our best chance of beating Tennessee that year.
Y'all lost by like
I think
3.
we. So what happened? Peyton, he had a bad game, but damn, Jamal Lewis ran for like 200 yards against us.
Hands down. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fred Taylor. I hope to see him one day, but he did get hit in the backfield by Mr. Corey Atkins.
Man.
So
Hey, this my son. He do more homework now than he did in school. So
Ironic, you talk about Fred Taylor in Florida. Peyton Manning was 0-4 against Florida. He couldn't beat Florida.
he's our encyclopedia.
Hey man,
The trigger man.
I didn't know certain things.
hey, I thought the hardest running back would have been Kevin Folk, but that was just a little bias there.
I didn't play against him.
Yeah.
No, he played against Jamal Lewis, Deuce McAllister, Travis Henry, Peerless Price. He done hit all these people. I'm naming. And he sacked Damian Craig.
All right.
Yep.
Auburn Tigers. Yeah.
I did.
Dante Culpepper.
Dante Covers
Yeah.
as well.
Yep. I
Look
forgot
who's
about
reading my
Coco.
notes. Yeah, so and we're major college football fanatics fans.
I remember you well in college. Your cousin gonna ask me before he decided to get you on the show. He said, "Man, you remember a guy Corey Atkins?" I said, "Yeah, why wouldn't I know? Game So
what's
I should get him on the show. I said, yeah. I might need to clean up talking all crazy.
Hey, what's that? Hey, Joe, what's the nickname they gave him? Silent Assassin.
Silent Assassin. I'm about to say the punch.
Yeah, Silent Assassin. Silent Assassin. Yeah.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
You played, you excelled in high school and college and got a chance to play pro. And when I see old classmates of mine or whatever, and we always thinking you play at the highest level, they always revert back to high school. You know, I guess the high school days. You've seen it all. You've been around Jerry's World, et cetera, et cetera. What would be the most memorable time for you playing football? At what level and why?
Great question.
Yeah, very good question. I would say the time that I won't ever forget was the first game at Dallas Stadium, Texas Stadium, whatever. Walking down that hallway, going onto the field, it was, it was like my dream had came true. And I think back, and I'll be honest, I got emotional because I thought back to all the times that me and my dad out there throwing ball and me talking to him and he telling me stuff, and it came full circle for me, and so that was probably the best time that I won't forget, even though for some reason I could not keep my feet that game, and I was falling, just walking and falling. What the hell was wrong with me?
Act right. Straighten up.
Being from this is one of our last questions. Being from South Carolina, playing your last game as a Gamecock, how what were the feelings and thoughts behind that? Being a captain and also being winning the George Terry Best Attitude Award. Being respected. It's a lot to be respected for the tackles you make or the stiff arms you give, but being respected as a captain and as a man that wins a award for having the best attitude. That's amazing. But how playing your last game as a Gamecock, how did that feel?
Man, I tell you, we had a tough season that year, man. We had we had a decent defense, I think, and Lou Holtz that kid just got there, and so he was trying to run that offense that he had at Notre Dame with a bunch of pass blocking linemen, and it was just we had a struggle that year. We didn't win a damn game,
Woo.
and but now I was telling one of my teammates we didn't win a chat group because they had said something about that team. I was like, wait, but now check them stats. Now that defense was good. We had 4 pros off that defense that year. That defense wasn't no slouch. But playing my last game at William Bryce and going against Clemson, um, it was a tough time, because I missed that college life, and that was, I didn't want to be one of them guys that say, oh, college is the best time of your life, but there's some good times. There's some good times. Those locker rooms back then. Oh man, cats get on somebody, and you just, it was just that camaraderie there. Um, I think that's probably one thing I missed about playing college is just that the pureness of it, and you got guys in there that you make lifelong friends with, and like I said, I'm in this chat group and we all in our 40s, damn near 50s, and we still cutting up like we back like
Indeed.
but yeah, that's one thing, is that just that feeling, being in front of those crowds. And you know my first game as a spectator, I went down to Georgia and I sat on the top level, the last row in the top level at Georgia Stadium, and watched the Gamecocks just get obliterated. And it was probably 98 degrees. I took my shirt off, and I was like, "Damn, this is what I put my parents through." So when I got back to Greenville, I apologized. I'm sorry. That was rough.
But Corey, all right, last question. Me and you have something in common. Both of us woke up. Oh, go ahead.
Because we all got family members, younger cousins, sons about to enter college, about to get ready for combines, about to do all these things to try to get to the next level. What would be the best advice you could give to potentially getting ready for combines, potentially signing for college? What would you like to put in their ear?
I think the biggest thing, you gotta work. You gotta work. You gotta stay focused. Because you're gonna have a lot of different distractions coming at you. And look, the women, they're gonna be there. They're gonna be there. I promise you, they will. If you focus in what you want to do, and figure out what you want to do and have those goals set, you know, you got to hold yourself accountable. And I think that's the biggest thing. I gave up a lot of good having some good times, but also was able to experience a lot of good times because I was focused and I didn't let the distraction get to me. So my biggest thing is just to really just hone in, because I mean, if you can focus for a few years, it's gonna pay off.
Indeed, man. We appreciate you. Your communications degree, it's showing up, and we would
Man,
love. We would.
man, after every bad game, they'll come. Corey, we need you to come talk to the media.
Yeah, indeed, it's showing up. And don't be surprised. For college football season, you get another call back. Court, we need you to come talk on this
Hey,
podcast.
yeah, y'all hit me up, man. I can talk college football all day.
Yeah, we really enjoy it. Like I said, one last thing though. Me and you had something in common. We both woke up in Montgomery on a Christmas morning.
Okay,
People don't know that.
What that mean?
We both in
Blue Gray Bowl.
1999
Yeah.
Christmas morning. Corey woke up in
And
Montgomery.
you were born in Montgomery.
No, I woke up in Montgomery looking for. I was looking for items, and he was looking for somebody. No, I wasn't looking for my dad. You weren't
Oh,
around here. But Corey was in the 1999 Blue Gray game,
Oh,
Yeah.
coached by Tommy Tuberville.
That
But,
boy, I told somebody about that the other day. I was like, I didn't like that Joker back then. I
a
still
lot of
don't like
people
him
say
now.
that.
so we got. Hey, you said that we got more coming then. Yeah, that game ended 22-22 ties. So that was amazing. About 2 years after that, it shut down after they went to Detroit. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that was a good bowl, man. I enjoyed that.
yeah.
okay.
Jerry Rice played it.
I wonder if Noel was there that year.
But Corey, we appreciate you, man, and we look forward to talking to you again. And
Yeah, man. Y'all
we,
hit me back up.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Hey,
yeah,
hey, if you can reach out to Buck for us,
I will. I will.
yeah, any of your teammates that you still talk to, you reach out to them and see if they can do us a solid.
Okay, I will. I will.
And
indeed.
Fudge, aka Domino, he's going to give you a free pizza every time.
We're
Hey,
gonna
cuz,
end it here, fellas, and we sure appreciate it, man.
All right, fellas. Y'all hold it down, man.
All right,
appreciate you,
yeah.
man.
All right.